So in honor of opening day on Monday, I'm going to talk about the mental game of baseball today. This is a really good book, and I've given this book out quite a few times. It was written in 1989, was the first edition, and it was written by Harvey Dorfman and Carl Kuehl. And in 1995, they came out with the second edition, and that's the edition that I have here, is the second edition. The book's broken down into two parts. It's broken down into, first part's peak performance, and that's what we're going to focus on today. And then the second part is applied to baseball, hitting, pitching, base running. And if you're a baseball player, have an interest in baseball, that's a great part, is part two. We're going to focus on part one. And the topics in part one include the same things in everyday life and in business: establishing goals, confidence, preparation, visualization, mental disciplines, and relaxation. All things that can be used in life and in business. So as we get into this, there's a few things I want to talk about. One is if you go to a game, you'll hear somebody say in the stands, "Don't strike out," or "Don't walk him." And what that automatically does from a mental standpoint of a player is it plants that seed in your mind of, hey, all I'm thinking about is getting up to the plate and not striking out, when I should be going up to the plate and thinking about hitting. And this ties into, let's just take sales, for example. You go out and you say, in your mind, if you're saying, I can't make the sale, then in that instance, are you going to make the sale? Your chances diminish greatly if you're going into the meeting thinking, I can't make the sale. And the same thing goes with sports. If you're thinking, I can't hit this guy because he's throwing seeds, you're probably not going to get a hit. But if you change your mindset, and that's what peak performance is about, is a lot of it's changing the mindset. And that mindset is, I'm going to hit the ball, or I'm going to make the sale, or I'm going to get this job. That mindset doesn't necessarily mean you're actually going to do it, but puts your chances a lot higher than if you're thinking from the negative standpoint. Again, the book talks about establishing goals. Goal setting is very important, and it does have a good section on that. Confidence is really important as well, as we were just talking about. That confidence factor of having that I am going to get a hit, I am going to make the sale, I am going to get the job, I'm going to get this deal. That is very helpful and creates a better chance of success. Preparation. There's something that says, perfect practice equals perfect play. And the same thing would go into a work environment. If I practice perfectly, my chances of doing the activity perfectly are much better. Visualization. In athletics, visualization is used a ton. If you watch the Olympics, Michael Phelps, they showed him doing visualization exercises. Visualization is actually seeing yourself performing the activity and doing extremely well at it. Like, for example, if you're going to go on a sales call, to actually visualize that sales call and visualize all the things that are going to happen, the questions that they could ask you, how you're going to answer those objections, and how you're going to present, and then actually seeing success, that is the key to visualization. I always like to compare things to sports because the analogies are so good. And for example, if you're going to hit a golf shot and you see yourself hitting it in the trees, it's probably going to go in the trees. But if you see the ball going perfectly down the fairway, and then you see that ball landing exactly where you want it to land, and then you hit the shot, your chances of having that shot actually end up like that are much better. What I want to do too is talk about a page in the book. And the page in the book, actually it's a whole section. It starts on page 264, but it's the scoreboard for a winner. So I'm going to read from that today. And I want you to check and ask yourself, how are you doing on your scoreboard right now? A winner takes big risks when he has much to gain. A loser takes big risks when he has little to gain and much to lose. A winner focuses, a loser sprays. A winner says, let's find out. A loser says, nobody knows. When a winner makes a mistake, he says, I was wrong. When a loser makes a mistake, he says, it wasn't my fault. A winner isn't nearly as afraid of losing as a loser is secretly afraid of winning. A winner works harder than the loser and has more time. A loser is always too busy to do what is necessary. A winner takes a problem and separates it into smaller parts so that it can be more easily manipulated. A loser takes a lot of little problems and throws them together until they're unsolvable. A winner goes through a problem. A loser goes around it and never gets past it. A winner makes commitments. A loser makes promises. A winner shows he's sorry by making up for it. A loser says, "I'm sorry," but does the same thing the next time. A winner knows what to fight for and what to compromise on. A loser compromises on what he shouldn't and fights for what isn't worthwhile fighting for. A winner learns from his mistakes. A loser learns only not to make mistakes, but not trying anything differently. A winner says, "I'm good, but I'm not as good as I ought to be." A loser says, "I'm not as bad as a lot of other people." A winner tries never to hurt people and does so only rarely. A loser never wants to hurt people intentionally, but he does so all the time without even knowing it. A winner listens. A loser just waits until it's his turn to talk. A winner would rather be respected than liked, although he would prefer both. A loser would rather be liked than respected and is even willing to pay the price of mild contempt for it. A winner is sensitive to the atmosphere around him. A loser is sensitive only to his own feelings. A winner feels strong enough to be gentle. A loser is never gentle. He's either weak or a petty tyrant by turns. A winner respects those who are superior to him and tries to learn something from them. A loser resents those who are superior and tries to find kinks in their armor. A winner explains and a loser explains away. The winner feels responsible for more than his job. A loser says, "I only work here." A winner says there ought to be a better way to do it. A loser says that's the way it's always been done. A winner paces himself. A loser has only two speeds, hysterical and sluggish. A winner knows that the verb to be must precede the verb to have. A loser thinks that enough of the verb to have is what makes a verb to be. That is a fatal mistake in the grammar of existence. So, how did you do on the winner scoreboard? There's a lot of great life lessons in there. And one of the things I want to end on here is just talking about what separates the really good from the great. And the really good athletes, the really good business people, they'll make errors or they'll make mistakes, and then it's a matter of how do they recover, what do they do next, how do they get up off the ground, dust themselves off. And that's where great comes into play. And in great, that's when somebody gets up, dusts themselves off, and moves on to the next. And yeah, they learn from the mistake, they learn from the error, but they move on and they're better for it. The one who may be good is the one who just focuses on what just happened for too long. And they're never able to become great because they continue to focus on that error mistake that they made. So with that, I hope you have a great day. And if you're looking for a breakthrough in your business, contact me at jgarrett@theascentperformancegroup.com or visit our website at www.theascentperformancegroup.com. Thanks.